Apart from moving, what choice was the most crucial in getting to where you are now?
I think the choice, it was more like, am I able to do this? Am I good enough? I think that was for me. I was like, if I'm going to take this risk, am I going to be able to do it? Because I think that's what a lot of people go through, is self-doubt, and I go through self-doubt. I think probably Elton John goes through self-doubt, you know, like everybody goes through this kind of feeling of like, am I able to do this? And for me, I think that was the hardest thing, because I was giving up everything that I'd earned. So I was just like, I have to figure out whether I'm good enough to do this, and I don't know, still don't know.
What was the first moment you thought, well, my efforts are worth it, they are paying?
December this year, Serious Request.
Really?
When I finally had that moment where like people were recognizing it, and I had sold out shows already, and I was like, shit, this is amazing. This has paid off, you know, finally. I felt ready for it, you know. It wasn't like this whole thing happened and I was unprepared. I felt absolutely ready to do it, and this week is this. I feel the same way. I'm not scared of these shows. I'm not nervous that I'm going to screw up or not impress people. I'm like ready for it, because I've been working hard, and I've gone through all the shit for the last 5 years, and yeah, now I feel like I'm really glad that it's all paid off a little bit, at least, you know.
There was the happy coincidence you were waiting for, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Did that Greg Holden Holland combination, is that something that came about at that point, or had you previously been here? Or
it kind of came around at that point. I mean, I have a couple of Dutch friends who were visiting me in New York in the summer, or maybe in the fall or something, and they were telling me to email Eric Corton, and I didn't know who he was, and they said you should email this DJ in Holland because he's really good at helping like unknown artists. So I was like, okay, well, how do I contact him? And they said, just write him on Facebook. So I did, and sent him my album, and he wrote me back. And even then, at the time, I didn't really know how big he was or how legitimate my friends were about saying it. But he said he was going to play it on the radio, and I'd never heard of 3FM. I'd never heard of any of this stuff. So I just kind of let it happen. And then in December, I wrote The Lost Boy after reading this book by a writer called Dave Eggers. And I knew that Eric did some work with Red Cross, so I was like, man, this same kind of theme, you know. So I sent it to him, and then he told me about Serious Request, and it was happening like the next day. And he was like, I want to use it on Serious Request. And I was like, cool. I don't know what Serious Request is, but that sounds really, really cool. And then all of a sudden when he did, and my Twitter exploded and my Facebook exploded, and then my show sold out, and I was like, shit. And then he brought me over to, well, I came over to Holland on Christmas Eve to do the Glass House and Serious Request, and then I was like, wow, this was a much bigger deal than I realized. So that was amazing feeling.
You must have wondered why Holland? Why?
I did, yeah.
Why does it take off here?
It's funny, you just never know where it's going to happen. And I mean, I always wanted it to happen in England when I was in England, and then when I moved to New York, I wanted it to happen in America, and then it's ironic that it happens in Holland. But I'm not complaining. I mean, Holland's an amazing place. I love the people here, and I think it could be a lot worse, you know. I love it here. I think I'm more than happy that this is where it's happening. Absolutely.